Hey, Friendo here with the labarum312 Facepalm challenge. I thought this would be a fun one to get in on. The concept here is to present two arguments, one from each side of the aisle, um, that make you facepalm. So here we go. First, there's an atheist argument that comes up a lot that always makes me facepalm, and that is the argument that, well, you were raised Christian, so you are a Christian. You've never stopped to consider any of this. Now, the thing is that that may actually be true, but it's an ad hominem attack, and it doesn't really relate to anything. Um, I can see an atheist using this argument if they've been beating their head up against the wall and it's just out of frustration. But it's not an argument that can advance anything. Maybe you are talking to someone who hasn't stopped and thought about anything, but this isn't the argument that's going to make them stop and think about anything. It's disrespectful to the person, and it's really easy for them to counter. They just have to shrug it aside because you don't know them. You really don't. You have nothing to go on here. You say, "Hey, you were born a Christian." You go, "Huh? No, I wasn't." Or, "Yeah, I was born a Christian, but different denomination. I've changed denomination several times. See how much I'm thinking about it." So, facepalm. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, we have a standard argument for why people believe, which is you look around the world, you see so much order, so much perfection that there's no way you could look out there and see everything working in harmony without there being a creator. That it's just inconceivable. Taken to a further extreme, we have the infamous Ray Comfort argument that, well, I mean, it's just in the word. It's called a creation, therefore it has a creator. And of course, when you're talking about arguments of ontological and cosmological significance, playing word games isn't going to get you anywhere. But why this makes me facepalm? I guess it's fair enough answering the question, why do you believe? And as an answer to a question, I think, really whatever you have to say is fair enough. But presented as an argument, it makes me facepalm. You can't impose a limitation on what a person can imagine as the predicate for an argument on necessarily what the nature of the world and the universe is. Well, it's wrong for you to not believe in God because I can't imagine what that would be like. Try to impose the limitations of your imagination, your understanding, that kind of argument for ignorance on another person as a predicate for what they should believe. Well, that just makes me